why are we using WordPress.com to create our blog? And the number one reason is because WordPress.com is an authority domain. An authority domain is something that is recognized widely by Google search engine, by all the other search engines, and it's regarded as a platform that they've chosen to recognize. Just like you go to Facebook.com, that's an authority domain. So anything that you post on Facebook.com can be highly recognized in searches out there. So you have an advantage of creating a blog on an authority domain as opposed to creating your own personalized, self-hosted blog on your own domain name. Let's say ketanshukla.com. If I want to put a blog in there, if I want to put blog posts in there, it's going to take a while for the posts on a blog, on a self-hosted blog, especially a brand new one, to get recognized, to get credibility, to come up in the rankings in the search engine, as opposed to you creating a free blog on WordPress.com and putting in some articles that are related to a subject or a topic, and you'll notice that the rankings of those articles will be a lot faster in Google. So don't be surprised that if you create a WordPress blog on WordPress.com, and put a couple of articles in there, don't be surprised to see those articles rank in Google pretty fast. And the reason for that is that those articles those blogs are writing on an authority platform, on an authority domain, which is WordPress.com. So your blog would be your username .wordpress.com, and the ranking would be pretty fast, pretty quick. So that's one reason. I think the most important reason to use WordPress.com, an authority site, to create your content in. As far as the reasons why people create blogs, there are several. I can think of two important reasons in terms of marketing. People like to brand themselves, so they create blogs for personal branding. They want to put themselves out as experts in a service. And, so that people who need services like that, when they create a search in Google about, I want to find a coach in network marketing, then you can come up pretty fast. And that's all done through search engine optimization to help bring your personal brand up. Or if you have products to sell, then you could be totally behind the scenes and let the product drive the blog. So if you have, let's say, a DVD training package of, how to get started in network marketing, but you don't want to be known as the person who created that DVD and just put the DVD out there, then you can market it that way as well. So that could be product branding. Some people do a combination of both, where you could have so-and-so presents and then you have the product. So it's totally up to you how you want to create your blog, how you want to present yourself out there. I've seen Facebook pages that are related to products, and then I've seen personally branded Facebook pages as well, where the person doesn't want to mix his bit stuff with his personal profile, so he creates a Facebook page, but he wants to put himself out as an expert. So then there's, you'll picture in the profile picture, and they'll just be talking about him and his services. Or he could create a product page as well if he wants to, if he's selling a product. We already talked about the content. It has to be first-class original content that provides tremendous value. That's very important. Do not copy and paste somebody else's stuff. You could get ideas from reading somebody else's blog, but do not directly copy and paste. Plagiarism can really destroy your credibility as a professional when you're creating your blog. So keep that in mind. If you're having writer's block, sometimes I experience that too, then go read other stuff and then try to formulate similar ideas in your own words and come up with 2 or 3 drafts before you actually post it. Because remember, as we talked before, you don't want to create an essay like whole chapters and chapters for your blog. You want to keep that article short and concise. But do not plagiarize, do not copy and paste. Or if you do want to post sections of somebody's blog, get permission from them. Send an email, say, I really found your content really awesome. Do you mind if I quote you on my website, or do you mind if I publish a couple paragraphs of yours because they're really related to what I'd like to share? If I can get your permission to do that, now I'll give you full credit for it. I'll even put a link back to your blog. And nobody's going to say no to that. Some people like to charge for that, and so that's something that you might want to negotiate with them. But definitely get their permission, because the last thing you want to do is get caught, copying and pasting and stealing off, and nobody expects that, and your ability goes down. Because once you're found out, once they find out that you're doing that, it spreads by word of mouth. So be careful about that. The other thing that, as a marketer, that can really, one of the reasons why you want to create a blog as a marketer is to create an audience, right? When people come to your website, you want them to keep coming back over and over again. And the fastest way to do that is, once they get there, present them with an opt-in form. Everybody knows what an opt-in form is, right? Yeah, where they enter the first name and email address, and that's it. Just 2 fields usually. And when they opt in, they usually subscribe to a newsletter. Some people have a newsletter opt-in separately, because not everybody wants a newsletter coming in. Maybe they just want email updates. So that's up to you how you want to design that blog. Do you want to keep them separately? Do you want to, or do you want to fuse the whole thing together, such that every person who opts in will get the whole package? That way, you retain your audience, right? And once you retain your audience, you want to continue pumping out material that'll actually keep them there, and not want to make them unsubscribe from your blog. Okay, so that's the other thing. So always have an opt-in page, or some way that you can actually capture their attention. I used to, before there were opt-in pages, I used to just bookmark the person's blog in my browser, and I used to go to it and refresh the page to see if they had anything new. But now they have opt-in pages, so you can just capture them and let them know through the email that you have a new post.
And another thing that people do is they create RSS feeds and follow your blog on their Google Reader, so you can put all of the blogs that you read in Google Reader, so that you just go to your reader and you can see who is updated and who hasn't. That's another easy way to do it.
Yep, that's a good point. Another good reason why you might want to have a blog is so that you can have people who come there have an ability to share that without just copying and pasting the link. So what I'm talking about is the social media buttons, right? So you want to have those, like Facebook and Twitter and Dig and all of those, so that they have an easy way to share something that they find really incredibly valuable. You want to make it as easy as possible for them to share those things.
And Ketan, let me just demonstrate here that on WordPress.com, if you'll notice on our live page here, they already have the share this buttons embedded in the theme, so that you don't have to worry about that. It will already be there for your people to do that.
Okay, I guess this is a new thing with WordPress, because before they didn't used to have that, and you had to stick in a plugin to get these things. But right now they only have these 3. However, if you want to share, if you would like people to share your article on Google Plus, then you might need to, add in plugins and have the entire range of media buttons up there. I was just going to say that's a good way to actually get your exposure out there without having people to just copy and paste your entire link from the URL. So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there's just one more thing that I wanted to put out there, and this will help your blog, 2 or 3 months down the road. What I used to do, and my friends, that I knew when I got into blogging, is once you have enough articles up on your blog, once you've got enough visibility on the search engine, once you've got enough visibility in your networking circles about what you do, and enough people have visited your blog, what you might want to do at that point is invite a guest blogger, somebody who's a real hotshot with thousands of people on their list, to write an article on your blog. And what will happen there is that what they're going to do is they're going to email their entire list that I've written a blog on this person's, or I've written a blog post on this person's blog. They might not know anything about you, but the fact that he's written a post on your blog, everybody's going to come there. And when you have your opt-in page right next to their post, a lot of people are going to see this connection that he's making with your blog post as a recommendation. So they're really recommending you in a way without actually saying it explicitly, simply by posting uh, an article on your blog, right? So obviously they see you as a credible person. They see you as somebody who provides tremendous value. Otherwise, they wouldn't want to be associated with you. So the fact that their original post, exists on your blog with a backlink to their blog will drive people over. And if your opt-in page is right next to their blog post, people will opt into your stuff or to your blog to say, okay, oh great, I like this. And since it occurs on your website, I mean, maybe you might have some articles that are of value, and they might even go and browse through the list of your articles and find value and opt in. So that's another way, but that comes down the road after you've built, your website and you have some credible stuff in there. I would recommend like 30, 40 articles over a period of time. So, and then invite to interviews. People like to listen to interviews. People like watching videos, and those are really effective.